From building the most expensive oil field to making a big airport even bigger, and from creating a huge nuclear power plant to constructing the fastest train tracks, here are some of the biggest mega projects on Earth. Let's start with number 5 on the list, Tel Aviv's light rail. This project is worth $20 billion and is the biggest public transportation plan in Israel. It involves building 3 main railway lines, red, green, and purple, that together cover a distance of 90 kilometers. These lines are expected to carry 228 million passengers every year. The first of these lines will begin operating very soon. The reason for starting this project can be linked to the significant demand in the Tel Aviv urban region for many years. To understand this, you just have to look at how people currently get around in Tel Aviv. Slow buses, using Uber or walking. With the city's population continuously growing, traffic jams have become extremely common. To tackle this, Israel thought about creating a major railway-based public transportation system as early as 1960s. However, this goal was consistently hindered by political instability and financial difficulties. Fast forward to 60 years, Israel is now achieving its long-held dreams of extensive public transportation. Taking a different path, Tel Aviv is using a combination of underground and elevated sections in its approach. The first step involves the 24-kilometer-long red line that connects Petah Tikva and Bat Yam. About half of this track goes through tunnels, connecting 10 underground stations. This red line is the initial move in a larger plan to transform Tel Aviv's transportation network. In the next 5 years, the purple and green lines will smoothly become a part of the system. Transitioning from subterranean railway lines, let's delve into a mega project set to reshape air travel within one of the world's busiest cities. Ranked at number 4, we have the Al Maktoum Airport expansion, an impressive undertaking with a cost of $33 billion. Dubai has grown significantly, becoming a major global city and the central hub for business in the Middle East. As a result, the city has seen a surge in visitors from all over the world. To meet this increasing demand, Dubai has established 2 large airports, the International Airport and the Al Maktoum International Airport. While the latter is relatively new and currently serves around 1.5 million travelers each year, it is undergoing an enormous transformation that requires an investment of $33 billion. This transformation aims to make it the world's largest airport in terms of both physical size and passenger capacity. The extent of this expansion becomes clear with a quick visualization. In its busiest year, 2019, the airport handled about 1.6 million travelers. However, after completing all 3 planned expansion phases, its capacity will increase an astonishing 150 times. This will make it not only much larger than the other airports in Dubai, but also bigger than any airport worldwide. The construction includes adding 4 runways, 2 new terminals, 4 waiting areas, and a cargo facility capable of handling 16 million tons of goods every year. Additionally, a 40-kilometer road and a metro network are in the works to make the airport more accessible. The first phase is expected to be finished by around 2030, increasing the yearly passenger capacity to 130 million. Although progress so far has mainly involved paperwork, suggesting a more realistic timeline around the mid-2030s. The third phase, which is projected to be completed around 2050, aims to raise the capacity to an incredible 255 million passengers. This surpasses the size of the current largest airport in the world, Atlanta Airport, by more than 2 times. But what's driving Dubai's needs to build such an enormous airport? If everything goes as planned, the total passenger capacity of both of the city's airports would exceed 350 million travelers per year, which is more than the entire population of the United States. The reason for this stems from Dubai's transformation into a massive city. The increasing influx of travelers is expected to surpass what Dubai International Airport can handle. That's why building another airport is Dubai's proactive solution to tackle this upcoming challenge. Another reason is connected to the rapid growth of neighboring Saudi Arabia, highlighted by the establishment of the King Salman International Airport in Riyadh. As things currently stand, this airport is on track to surpass Dubai's main airport in terms of capacity. This has prompted the expansion of Al Maktoum Airport to maintain Dubai's position as the key business hub of the Middle East. Now let's turn our attention to another massive expansion, a project of extraordinary size that hasn't been seen in the United States for the past 30 years. Coming in at number 3 is the planned Volatile Reactors 3 and 4, a venture costing $35 billion. This enormous construction site represents a nuclear mega project that has been in development for over 14 years. The project involves building 2 new nuclear reactors at the planned Volatile facility in Georgia. Unit 3 began its operations in July of this year, and once the 4th reactor is completed, these 2 units will contribute an extra 2,200 megawatts of electricity. This will be enough to power approximately 500,000 households. This journey actually began even before that, as planned Volatile already had 2 reactors that started operating in 1987 and 1989. These 2 reactors had a combined capacity of 2,450 megawatts. However, it became clear that relying solely on coal and gas power plants won't be a sustainable approach in the long run. Additionally, there were significant challenges related to the reliability and storage of wind and solar energy. Taking all these factors into account, the state of Georgia decided to modernize the plant in 2009, aiming to shift nearly 3 million consumers to a lower CO2 emission energy source. Although approved, the project faced delays even before its planned launch in 2012. The previous nuclear incident at Japan's Fukushima reactor led to stricter safety protocols and licensing challenges. Although construction started a year later, new designs meant to speed up the process ironically caused licensing delays. By 2015, the project was officially 3 years behind schedule, and the budget was adjusted to $22 billion. The subsequent arrival of the pandemic further disrupted the project, resulting in shorter work schedules for workers and subsequent delays. In the middle of 2022, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission allowed the loading of fuel into Reactor 3. However, challenges continued, leading to significant rewiring due to identified issues. As a result, after 7 years of delays and a cost increase of 250%, Georgia Power finally began operating Unit 3 reactor last month. Meanwhile, Reactor 4 is anticipated to be fully operational by early 2024. Even with a series of difficulties faced, government authorities and invested parties have celebrated the expansion as a notable success, considering its potential to generate environmentally friendly power for the next 60 to 80 years. On the other hand, our following major project focuses on a vast oil field project that could possibly mark the end of similar endeavors. Ranked at number 2, we have the Kashagan oil field, requiring an incredible investment of $50 billion. Oil remains one of the most highly sought-after resources globally, prompting countries and private companies to dedicate billions each year to discover new oil fields. Back in 2000, an exploration effort in the Caspian Sea revealed one of the largest oil reserves on Earth. Located 80 kilometers off the coast of Kazakhstan, the Kashagan oil field holds around 13 billion barrels of oil that can be extracted, enough to satisfy the world's energy requirements for about 5 months. Originally expected to require $10 billion, the Kashagan project turned out to be much more difficult than initially thought. The oil reservoir is situated 4.5 kilometers below the surface of the Caspian Sea, where temperatures often drop below -20 degrees Celsius, causing ice to form for several months. These extreme conditions, combined with the ice presence, made traditional offshore drilling methods impractical. To overcome this challenge, 5 man-made islands were constructed as stable bases for drilling equipment, preventing direct contact with the ice. Over 5,000 workers persevered on these islands, enduring freezing temperatures to install pipelines that would transport crude oil from wells to processing facilities on land. After a 10-year construction period that saw expenses surpassing the initial budget by more than 4 times, the Kashagan oil field began producing oil in September 2013. However, within a few weeks, a major issue emerged. The main pipeline couldn't handle the high pressure and developed a leak. This setback led to a complete stoppage of the project and further increased the costs. The puzzle of investing $50 billion, the support of 2 government-related companies, and the participation of 4 major players in the oil industry not being able to produce a single drop of oil was puzzling for experts. But this situation wasn't unusual. Due to the immense scope of oil projects, delays in exceeding budgets are relatively frequent. Chevron's analysis showed that from 2007 to 2010, only 8% of large oil projects adhered to their expected timelines and budgets. After dealing with the pipeline issue, work on the Kashagan field continued, and it eventually started commercial production 3 years later. Presently, the field produces 400,000 barrels of oil daily. In general, the Kashagan oil field highlights a complex venture with massive costs. As the global push for reduced reliance on fossil fuel grows stronger, it's unlikely that another project of this scale focused on oil will be replicated. Now let's turn our attention to the top spot. Rank 1, which goes to the Chuo Shinkansen, earning its title as the costliest mega project, with a projected cost estimate to be between $80 and $100 billion. Our final mega project takes us to Japan, a country renowned for its impressive architecture, cultural heritage, skillful craftsmanship, and efficiency. With nearly 32 million tourists visiting the land of the rising sun each year, there's one creation that consistently captures their attention: the Shinkansen, commonly known as the bullet train. This remarkable feat of infrastructure showcases Japanese efficiency, racing at astonishing speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour. Throughout more than 60 years of operation, delays have been rare, and the Shinkansen has maintained an impeccable safety record. Currently, Japan is embarking on an extension that will push technological and speed boundaries like never before. The upcoming railway is set to connect Tokyo and Osaka in just 6 to 7 minutes, utilizing trains that will travel an extraordinary speed surpassing 500 kilometers per hour. This remarkable velocity is made possible through Japan's application of maglev technology, which suspends the trains just above the tracks using magnetic forces. The construction of the Chuo Shinkansen began in 2014 and is unfolding in 2 main phases. First phase aims to link Tokyo and Nagoya by 2027, covering a considerable distance of 344 kilometers, with much of it being underground tunnels. The second phase's objective is to extend the line to Osaka, with completion targeted for 2037. The feasibility of Japan achieving this ambitious timeline remains a topic of interest. And there you have the world's biggest mega projects. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.